Coming to you live from Northwell Health Ice Center, site of tonight's ACHA matchup between the Farmingdale State College Rams and the University at Buffalo Bulls. It's senior night for the Rams. Lots of celebrations. Celebrating those seniors will be a theme of tonight on the penultimate game of the regular season for the Rams before they gear up for some playoff hockey. Now, those seniors, I will mention them now before they are ultimately celebrated, include defenseman Jacob Kravitz, forward Sean O'Donnell, defenseman Devin Quinones, forward Joe Minio, forward Tim Duffy, defenseman Thomas Smith, and forward Luciano Signoretti. Those are your seniors that will be celebrated on senior night. I have career statistics and much more on those seniors as we'll dive further into this matchup as we get closer to puck drop. We are roughly about 7 minutes and 30 seconds or so away from that puck drop and warm-ups concluding. We'll announce the starting goaltenders and get ready for what should be an excellent penultimate game to the regular season finale tomorrow. Joined by camera operator Rowan Laddick, I am Ryan Branigan, and I'll be back in just a moment live on LI Sports Network. Welcome back to Northwell Ice Center here in East Meadow, New York, and listening to Farmingdale State Rams hockey on LI Sports Network. Wrapping up the senior night festivities. Starting lineups to come in just a moment. Just real quickly, want to go over yet again the seniors who were just celebrated, beginning with Jacob Kravitz, 116 games played, 41 career points. Assistant captain Sean O'Donnell, 121 games played, 112 career points. Devin Quinones, defenseman, 57 career games played, 2 goals, 2 assists for Quinones. 88 games played, 15 goals, 40 assists, 55 points. For Joe Minio, we're going to turn it back over to our public address announcer. And with the conclusion of the national anthem, we are just about getting set for puck drop here on LI Sports Network. Farmingdale State Rams and the University at Buffalo Bulls. Bulls this season 1-11-1, 10th in the SECHL. 1-8-1 in their last 10 games. Bulls' last win coming on November 8th against Cornell, a 2-1 victory. Charlie Oak had both of the goals in the win. A player to look out for tonight for the Bulls, has 7 points on the season. But overall, as the record would indicate, it's been a tough year for the University at Buffalo M2 team. Rams, not so much, as they are riding high into this one with an undefeated weekend. 6-4 win against it. A quick whistle. As we jump into action, a 6-4 win against UConn and a 5-2 win against Montclair State. Bridgewood had goals in both of those games. A player to look out for sure, is the face-off to the left of starting Buffalo goaltender Aiden Brown. Quickly ahead with it. Here's a chance for Dylan Parsons, turned aside by starting netminder for Farmingdale, Brian Cronin. And neutralized, Rams trying to plug it in by way of Sean O'Donnell, the senior assistant captain. Long shot off the stick of Duffy. It's gloved and held by Brown. Aiden Brown coming into tonight 0-5, 6.71 goals against average and a .666 save percentage. His other tending mate, Jace Gemiolo, 0-5-1, 585 goals against average, 826 save percentage. Again, it's been a difficult year as a lot of the top players for University at Buffalo were plucked by the M1 team. There's a quick chance, shot just wide. Great opportunity in front there for Joe LaChase. Kept in at the blue line. A nice keep from Leppert. Puck skitters across to the other side of the ice to be handled by LaChase. A cross-centering feed through the seam. Nearly tapped in by Luciano Signoretti, another one of the seniors for the Rams tonight being celebrated. 27 career games played for the Rams for Signoretti, 27 goals, 16 assists. Wheeling up with it now is Ivers, Thomas Ivers, the East Islip native. Put it out in front, and a good defensive stick. Cleared it out of the zone, or out of the harm's way for the moment for Buffalo. It's a long shot, blocked, never got through, came off the stick of Signoretti. Quickly out of the zone, and handled by Vince Romeo, the Oceanside native, making a homecoming. Rams quickly work it through center ice. We're about 2 minutes through this first period. Blocker save made by Brown and fired the length of the ice by the Bulls. So just a touch over 2 minutes gone by in this first period. No score between the Rams of Farmingdale and the Bulls. Again, this University at Buffalo team, you might recognize them if you were following us along in Jacksonville for AAU Nationals almost a year ago. They took down University of Tennessee and advanced to play Tampa, but ultimately fell to the Spartans. But as I mentioned, many of those players on that team poached by the M1 squad. Bit of a rebuilding year for the Bulls. The Rams will work at D-to-D. Nolte on for Bridgewood. Dylan Bridgewood will rim around. Taken away by Buffalo and sent down ice. No icing due to the nature of the change. Trying to take advantage here is Moses, Nicky Moses. Working down low. Joined by his teammate in Dylan Sharkey. As well out there is 55 Scanlon. Rams do take it out and clear. Dump in, cross corner by way of Chris Keller, who wouldn't be a homecoming. It's your home team coming to you. The East Aurora native, just outside of Buffalo, is East Aurora. Beautiful town. If you've never been, I highly recommend it. This puck sent up the far boards. Buffalo to clear through center. Quick hit dished out by Nick Trabb. Played on further by Alessi. Alessi, Trabb, now back for Alessi. Kicks along the near boards now. Rams trying to clear and will, and have a potential odd man rush. Trabb going to the net was Crodell, the leading scorer for the Rams coming into tonight. Couldn't get it to him. Staten Island native, 30 points, 13 goals, 17 assists on the year for Farmingdale. As Jace Lombardo looks to play out, and does, to senior defenseman Thomas Smith. Smith, a little drop pass. Crodell backhands it out in front. Smith, the look. He scores! Thomas Smith breaks the ice. Rams lead it 1-0. It's a great feed to the front of the net from Crodell, who will pick up his 31st point of the year. And Thomas Smith getting his first goal of the year. Coming on senior night, the penultimate game of the year for the Rams. They take the early 1-0 lead. Sent around for Tim Duffy, the assistant captain and senior, 122 games played for the Rams. Duffy to the net. Duffy unable to bury it. Great save made by Brown. Rams keep it alive. And it's taken away by O'Donnell. O'Donnell spears it across to the far side. It's flipped to center. Goal scorer dumping it in, Thomas Smith. 3-on-3 for the Bulls. Try to generate something, shut down by the Rams and Smith, who plays it ahead to O'Donnell. O'Donnell joined by Nolte. Across for the shot save. Rebound, they score! 2-0 Rams, not even 5 minutes into the game. And getting the goal, Patrick Nolte, his first of the year for the Nesconset native. Cashing in the loose change out in front. And the Rams are off and rolling. Right back in. No breaks, all gas for the Rams early in this one. Swing and a miss in the slot area from LaChase. Quickly shoveled ahead. In with speed is Michael Merrifield. Fired toward the goal and it's stopped. Nice save made by Cronin. Up the far side, it's handled by Ivers. Thomas Ivers sends in 30 points on the year as well for Ivers. Was tied for the team lead with Crodell. Crodell now with that advantage. 8 goals, 22 assists for Ivers. Plug down low. Down and around for Merrifield. Merrifield coughed it up. Quickly played ahead. Between the legs, Ivers was trying to get it across to an open Luciano Signoretti. Rams keep it in the zone for the moment. Now puck out to center. Right back down and around for the Holbrook native, Aiden Maloney. One of a few University at Buffalo players tonight who are making a homecoming for this weekend. I'm sure a lot of friends, family in attendance or tuned in here to LI Sports Network. Puck battle freed up to the point. Long wrist shot deflected in front, just wide. Getting a piece of it was Moses. Played on further by Frank Alessi. Alessi to assistant captain Bridgewood, and a stoppage in play here. The 13:22 mark of the first period. 2-0 Rams. Cronin last played in the Mount Clair State game, which there are 5 different goal scorers in a 5-2 win for the Rams. Cronin, 27 of 29 in that matchup, and looks sharp here early for the Rams. However, they will be shorthanded. First power play of the game is awarded to the University at Buffalo. And they'll go to work quickly. Shot blocker save made off the stick of Culleton. To the blue line, Merrifield. Handled by Gavin Russell. Gavin Russell, 6 goals on the year. Leads all University at Buffalo players. Face off to the right of Cronin. Opportunity for University at Buffalo to try to cut the lead in half for the Rams. Rams penalty kills a stop there from Cronin. Rams penalty kill 80.4% on the season, 85% at home. Draw to the left of Cronin. Charlie Oak will take it for the Bulls. Briefly won it back, but it's quickly taken away by Jace Lombardo. And a cross-corner dump, Crodell on the forecheck. Bumping bodies, Bulls break out. Carried ahead by Gavin Russell. Plugged around the boards to be picked up on the opposite side by Merrifield. Quick catch in behind the net. Stuff and try, shut down by Cronin. And backhanded off the glass and out of the zone. Neat little play from Crodell. Nice little stop and start there from Lombardo. It played back to Crodell, and Crodell coughed it up. With speed the other way goes Russell. Russell, nice move. Russell, backhand, forehand, missed it wide as he was coming across the crease. Bulls going to work down low. Up the near side boards, kept alive by Aiden Maloney. Jacob Kravitz separated the puck, skated to center by Crodell. And Crodell doesn't like what he sees, so he'll play it back to Thomas Smith, and Smith will send it into the Bulls' end. 15 seconds to go on the power play for the Bulls. Smith trying to knife one ahead. Stood up at the line. Right back in the Rams zone, but just 3 seconds to go on the Buffalo power play. And that will come to an end. Rams 1-for-1 on the kill as that puck off of Cronin up into the air and settled down by Smith. And Smith plays it across to Gavin Del Grosso. Bulls able to move it right back in. Taken away by nice defensive play, Joe Minio, the senior forward. And Minio on the tape of Del Grosso. Walks near circle, wrist shot fought off, and I mean fought off by Brown. Right back on to Browns. To the line, not out. Held in by Smith, his shot never got through. Kick to the near boards. Smith, can he keep this time? He cannot, just escaped the zone. Rams got to touch up, and they'll go for a change. 4 Rams off. Fresh 4 back on. High flip into the Farmingdale zone. Will go on goal. Cronin will cover up, and we'll have a stoppage. 10:15 to go first period. 2-0 Farmingdale over University at Buffalo. Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in to Rams Senior Night here on LI Sports Network. Be sure to follow us on social media if you haven't already at LI Sports Network. Some of those photos you saw before the game and much, much more can be found on our social media page at LI Sports Network. A lot of coverage across the various leagues we cover going on tonight. Got semifinal action at the Town of Oyster Bay Arena for the New York Islander High School Hockey League as the Bulls try to play one out in front off the side of the net. Banked ahead for Ivers. Thomas Ivers sending it down deeper into the Bulls zone. Quick turnover, trying to get it back to Ivers. Now back to the point. Wrist shot high and wide. Signoretti, another great opportunity that time. And now Signoretti, point blank, shot, fought off. Getting a piece of it was Brown. Back through center ice, turned over. Rolling right in is Ivers. Ivers, seam pass, great setup, and unable to get a shot that time was Leppert. Bulls trying to go the other way on the counterattack. There will be no icing here. Good hustle by Nicky Moses. But ultimately, one and done for Buffalo. Trying to dice his way through center ice was Nolte. Puck was broken up. Nolte back with it. Taps it back into the Bulls' end. Settled down by Moses. Plays it on for Vince Romeo. Try to feed the front of the net, taken away, and skated to center by O'Donnell. O'Donnell across, Good move, but no shot came from Trabb. Right back to O'Donnell, in behind. To the point, Smith, wrist shot. Traffic set up in front, blocker save made by Brown. 8 minutes and 36 seconds left here in the first period. Farmingdale lead at 2-0. Skating ahead with it is Kravitz. 116 career games played, 41 career points for the Rams, 7 of those goals for Kravitz. Kravitz, the Smithtown native. Back into the zone by way of Charlie Oak. Oak trying to feed the net, double teamed and lost possession of the puck. So we hit the 8-minute mark of the first period. Tim Duffy through his legs. Duffy, backhand shot denied by Brown. Still with Tim Duffy. He'll reverse it off the glass in behind, where it's controlled by Del Grasso. To the front of the net. Duffy trying to get a quick stab at it. Ultimately cleared out of harm's way by Hove. Smith fires it around the boards, where it's settled down by Chris Keller. In with speed, good takeaway, Dylan Bridgewood. Bridgewood to Keller. Keller out in front, what a save! Great setup for the Rams to get their third of the night. And Aiden Brown had other ideas. I mean, that is some pristine goaltending from Brown as the puck popped the glass. Get a nice view of it from our camera operator, Owen Laddick. I was mentioning where we are tonight. Got a Farmingdale D3 game also at Syosset. Should have been gotten underway recently. It's senior night for them as well. Suffolk County High School Hockey League. The finals getting underway. Game 1, St. A's and Smithtown Hauppauge. All of it can be found here on LI Sports Network. Quickly plugged ahead for Dirks. Dirks played it across to Gavin Russell. Try to return it to Dirks, and the net dismounts. Face off to the right of Cronin. Scanlon will step in to take the draw. One to the far boards, 50-50 battle, however, won by the Rams as they took the puck away and plugged it ahead. With a head of steam, Anthony Rodriguez going to work down low, joined by a few of his teammates, including Jace Lombardo. Lombardo trying to get the puck there, goes down to the ice, up the near boards, to the line and out of the zone. Unable to hold it in that time was Crodell. Ricochets back on the tape of Leppert. Redirected into the zone by Jace Lombardo. It's gathered in by University at Buffalo, the Bulls. And ahead for Scanlon. Scanlon down the left wing boards. Kept to the outside by Kravitz. Centers one, eventually kept in the zone and worked on across for a shot through traffic. Deflects just wide. Cronin might have gotten a piece. To the far point. That wrist shot off the stick at Kravitz. And rescuing the loose puck and skating it ahead, Crodell. Shovels one onto the tape of Lombardo. Lombardo try to go back across. Chance in tight. Denied by Brown. Not getting all of that shot. There's Patrick Nolte. Again, continued good play in the early goings for Farmingdale. Cronin, who's getting the start, Brian Cronin, a .926 save percentage this year, just a 4-3 record, but a great save percentage to boot. As Rams control off the offensive zone draw, backhanded around by Signoretti. Out in front, one-time blast denied by Brown as Joe LaChase got the look. Rams keep it alive off the draw. LaChase threw one out in front, and the skates of Signoretti couldn't quite pull the trigger. Buffalo break out, only for a moment. It's Vince Romeo with the drive ahead. Redirected into the zone by Ivers. Ivers putting pressure on Bull defenseman Sullivan. Back in neutral ice with under 5 to play here in the first period. Foot race. Ivers will win it. Pardon me, that's LaChase. LaChase fed it to Signoretti. Could not find an open player in front. Bulls break out. Romeo was trying to get around Leopard, could not. Handled by O'Donnell. Through neutral ice and right back in. Leopard. Cross for Alessi. And now darting into the zone, offside is called. Good rush from senior Joe Minio. And 88 games played for the Rams in Minio's career. 15 goals, 40 assists. Minio productive in the win against UConn a week ago. As the Rams gear up for some playoff hockey action. They'll be participating in the NECHL playoffs, division they will be participating in next season. It's sent around by Leopard. Try to get it ahead, turned over. Bulls unable to take advantage. It's Tim Duffy trying to knife his way through, off his stick, onto the stick of Alessi. Alessi cuts wide. Put it for Minio. Minio. Right on back, a shot blocked. Sean O'Donnell couldn't find a shooting lane and back out to center. A sustained pressure from the Rams in the offensive zone as they get it ahead to Duffy once more. Duffy wheeling around the net. Had to come off his stick. Bulls trying to take advantage the other way. Get some offense. Oak had to go by him. And it's gathered back in by Kravitz. Kravitz reverses. Looking for space in behind. Finds the open Duffy. Tim Duffy fires a shot off the shin pads of Culleton. Kravitz back in neutral and will skate into his own end to his partner Nolte. Nolte coughed it up. Buffalo offside. 2:45 to go here, first period. Listening to Farmingdale Rams hockey on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan, Rowan Laddick on the camera. Face-off controlled by Farmingdale. They'll go D to D. It's Smith. This pass off a stick eventually found its way to Del Grasso, who dumps in. Bridgewood on the forecheck. Joined in the forechecking effort by Keller. They score! 3-0. Farmingdale dominant here on senior night. It looks like a harmless play. Chris Keller out in front, buried. And one more time, Keller, beautiful pass and burying the goal. Gavin Del Grasso, the Long Beach native. Rams pouncing all over the Bulls early in this one. And that's Del Grasso's first goal of the season. Came into tonight with just 8 assists on the year. Add a goal to it. Riley McGregor to initiate a forecheck. Tumbling down to the ice behind the net. was Bridgewood, gathered and fired on goal. Glove save made on the shot from Chris Keller. $1:46 left here, first period. Face off, Rams control in the offensive zone, D to D. Seam pass just out of the reach of Lombardo. Jace Lombardo to the point for Leopard. Wrist shot through traffic, save made by Brown. Rams retrieve, get the cycle back going. Leopard walks down the near boards, plays it in behind for Crodell. Back to Leopard, near side. $1:20 to go here, first period. Rams asserting their dominance. Reversed by Trabb, around the horn. Leopard shot, right pad save made by Brown. Back up for Lombardo. Jace Lombardo trying to play it down the near side boards. Crodell took the puck away and drew a penalty and played it back across. Chance in tight, fought off the blocker of Brown. Great look for Jace Lombardo. Rams will go to their first power play of the night. And it's a power play that they're going to look to get going at home. Just 17.5% percentage at home compared to a total of 26.7 on the year. So clearly much better success on the road than at home on the power play. Looking to change that tonight. Final seconds, first period. To the point for Alessi. Alessi to Ivers. Walks, Ivers. Great pass down low, but not enough angle as it's turned aside. The chance for Chris Keller. 20 seconds to play in the period. Ivers gets run into, or rather really does a lot of the running into there of Oak. It's brought in the zone by Alessi. To the middle of the ice, wrist shot. Went off the defenseman in front and out of play. Looked like that was Culleton getting the piece of that. John Culleton, 2 assists coming into this evening. Four seconds left in this first period. Over a minute to go on the power play. Shot never got through, and we come to the end of the first period. Dominant period of hockey for Farmingdale. They lead University at Buffalo 3-0. Coming up on this intermission break, go through the highlights of that first period. 3-0 Rams, so plenty of Ram highlights. After that, take a quick break. We'll be back in about, call it 10-15 minutes or so, as the Rams celebrate senior night with a 3-0 lead after one. Let's get into those highlights. Opening the scoring tonight, a great goal from defenseman Thomas Smith. He got the party started, gave the Rams the 1-0 lead early. It was 2-0 before the 5-minute mark. A rebound goal hammered in by great save made by Brown. Prevented it from being 4-0. As Brown robs Signoretti, or pardon me, Chris Keller. And making it 3-0. First period. on this great pass across. It's Gavin Del Grosso, his first of the season. 3-0 Rams after one. You're listening to the Farmingdale Rams hockey here on LI Sports Network. Second period starting in about 10 minutes or so. We'll have a timer up on the board for you, so you won't be sure to miss it. See you then on LI Sports Network.
What's your title? I'm going to shout you out at the end of the broadcast.
I appreciate that. Senior Operations Manager.
Senior Operations Manager?
Change Manager member.
Senior Operations Member.
Yes.
Okay. I got everyone now, so we're good.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
I hate the team.
Would you like to do the honors?
Welcome back to Northwell Ice Center in East Meadow, New York. Second period set to begin in just a moment. Farmingdale taking a 3-0 lead into the second frame. Was an excellent first period of hockey for the Rams, establishing that 3-0 lead. Again, with goals coming from Thomas Smith as well. As others, 3-0. Rams will carry in a 1:10 power play. Mentioned there, power play only clicking at 17.5% at home. 7 for 40. Perfect through one period of hockey. Rams netminder Brian Cronin, the only member of the Rams team not hailing, or pardon, one of two players on the Rams team not hailing from New York, from Billerica, Massachusetts. That other player, Nick Trabb, is from Roseland, New Jersey. 5-on-4 for the Rams here to start the second period. Won by the Rams, Nolte has it in behind his net, and he'll hand it off to Tim Duffy. No, he won't. He'll keep possession and play it up the near boards for O'Donnell. O'Donnell dices his way through. On the tape of Crodell. Crodell back to O'Donnell. Fresh, clean sheet to work with here for this power play. Duffy. Across to Nolte. Down the boards, O'Donnell. O'Donnell in behind for Lombardo. Lombardo wraps for Duffy. Duffy. Crodell. Everything to the outside. Credit to the Buffalo penalty kill thus far. Looking for a lane. Shot hit a stick directed wide. And gathered and fired down ice by Dylan Parsons. Just 10 seconds left on the Rams' first power play of the night. Taken away. Nice play by Parsons. Parsons, though, stripped the puck right back. And the Rams work it in the zone. The power play expires. Rams 0 for 1 tonight on the man advantage. Right out in front, they score! How do you do, Tim Duffy? 4-0 Rams on Tim Duffy's 86th career goal for Farmingdale. Comes from a great feed to the front of the net for Lombardo, right as Duffy was calling for it. And this game getting out of hand quickly. 4-0 here to start period number 2. Just a minute and 30 seconds in. Trying to establish some sense of a forecheck are the Bulls, and they're able to keep it in, and a flash of the left pad by Cronin made the stop. Pass turned over, gathered in by Signoretti. Signoretti can't clear. Good keep in that time by Aiden Maloney. And now off the glass, Alessi. Only as far as the red line, where it's once again held in by Aiden Maloney from escaping further down ice. Trying to make it happen in the corner, but Leppert, good forecheck from Buffalo. They're trying to retrieve the puck. Thomas Ivers has other ideas and able to clear the zone. Bulls will tap it right back in. Good D-to-D pass from Alessi across to his partner Nolte, and now on for Signoretti. Onside play as Signoretti tries to feed the front of the net, taken away. An odd-man rush here for Buffalo. 4-on-2 into the zone. Chance here for Gavin, a Russell save. Rebound! Score! Unable to get across despite his best efforts. Goaltender Cronin. And Buffalo are on the board, 4-1. There's the shot. That's a pass off the pad from Russell, and Oak buries it near side. Again, doing all he could to get that puck. Cronin unable to get there in time. Gavin Russell picking up his 9th point of the season as Oak collects his 5th goal of the campaign. Puts him one behind Russell for the team lead. $17:10 to go, second period. Each team now with a goal here in the frame. Shot right off the face-off. Cronin was ready for it. Nifty little play from William Scanlon. Scanlon will win it back this time to the blue line. It's promptly coughed up. Dumped to the ice, trying to get it back Keller, and Keller will do just that. Chris Keller to himself off the boards, and now helped along by Rodriguez. Rodriguez backhands one cross ice. It'll be handled by Riley McGregor. Riley McGregor scored his first goal of the game, first goal of the season last weekend. Should have for Smith, potential 2-on-1, darting to the net. Unable to get the puck to Rodriguez was Smith. Rams keep it alive in the zone. Kravitz quickly right on across. Open look for Bridgewood, turned aside by Brown. Bridgewood in behind. Great feed out to the front of the net. Shot never got through. It's dislodged in some equipment, and hand pass is blown on Buffalo. Great chance set up in front by the Rams to respond to the Buffalo goal. Unable to get that shot through. O'Donnell will take the ensuing face-off. Lining up behind him, Tim Duffy. And Joe Minio to his right. This offensive zone face-off. Kravitz on defense with Nolte. Nolte tries to keep it in the zone and does. And now hand pass is whistled. Bit of a delayed whistle there, stopping the Tim Duffy rush to the front of the net. A face-off outside the zone now for Farmingdale. And O'Donnell unable to win this face-off. It's controlled by Buffalo. Stick lifted by Kravitz. So no icing on the Bulls here. So they look to establish the zone. Parsons on back for the shot, blocked in front. Trying to get a rebound to the net and unable to get a shot. Great defense provided by Patrick Nolte, who carries in. Nolte to the slot area and not able to connect with Duffy. Wheeling the other way with it, Parsons. Parsons cutting to the net, stopped by Cronin. O'Donnell trying to play it in behind. Gave it away. Minio. Good play to get it right back out for Farmingdale. As Duffy charges to the front of the net, it's covered up by Aiden Brown. Aiden Brown was announced as the starting goaltender. However, I believe Jace Gemiolo has been in the net wearing number 32. Again, announced as the starting netminder was Brown, but I want to disagree and say it's been Gemiolo. Meanwhile, Rams take control of the puck. It's Jace Lombardo. Crunched into the boards by Vince Romeo. And now helped along by Moses off the side of the net, and Rams gain possession and clear it out. Crodell be the first one to the loose puck in behind the Bull net. Crodell. Rams initiate the cycle sequence. Over skating the puck though. Back to the point, fake shot. Got a Bull to bite hard. Flipped over the net. Good look from Frank Alessi. Handled by Leppert. Leppert to Del Grosso. All the way across to Alessi. Back up for Leppert. That wrist shot never got through and is flipped to center by Jack Rifkin. It'll go the distance for an icing on Buffalo. Just over 6 minutes gone by here in the second period. Rams reestablishing their 3-goal lead. It was briefly cut down by Buffalo. Point blank save made by Brown as he denied Thomas Ivers. Joe Chase will take the offensive zone draw. He's got Signoretti right behind him for a potential rip right off the face-off winner. Can play it back to the defenseman. See what Chase does. He does win it back to Signoretti. Had to take it on the backhand. Initial shot block. Rebound. He scores! Beautiful goal off the face-off play. Luciano Signoretti, the senior, is on the scoreboard tonight. 5-1 Rams. So again, they were trying to win it to the forehead. It goes to the backhand. No problem for Signoretti. First shot blocked. Rebound right in his wheelhouse. And buries it short side. Quickly back to action. Signoretti's 5th of the season. And that's in 7 now, 7 games played for Signoretti. Was a point per game player heading into tonight. That will remain the case for Signoretti. 28 career goals now for the Farmingdale senior. As the Bulls try to gain the zone. Good defensive stand at the line by the Rams. They'll dump in Signoretti. First on it. Backhands went out in front. LaChase wasn't quite to the front of the net. Bulls break out. Glove down by Thomas Ivers. Ivers trying to get it to Signoretti. Handled by LaChase. Good poke check provided by Matthew DePalma, the Northport native, another one of the University at Buffalo players making their homecoming to the island. Out in front, spun, great setup, shot, never got through, was blocked. Huge block by Samuel Moore. And Moore will carry ahead and wrap it around the boards, where it's picked up on the other side by Oak. Charlie Oak as the lone goal of the game for Buffalo, as they look to get an offensive cycle going. Rams take control, puck right along that dasher. Kick back down low, Scanlon. Unable to generate much. Not a lot of time out there in the offensive zone for Buffalo. Credit the Ram defense. D and sniffed out. Great play defensively made by Smith. However, Rams were still in the offensive zone. So we'll get a stoppage with exactly 8 minutes gone by in the second period. First of 2 games against Buffalo here for the Rams. They'll finish up their regular season tomorrow. It's going down to the ice, delayed penalty. Rams will go back to the power play unless they score with the extra attacker. They won't get an extra attacker. Buffalo touching up. Heading off to the box. See, my number 9 is listed as Ben Quagliana. Problem is coaching staff told me before the game Quagliana is injured. And they've been swapping around their jerseys. Quite clue me in on who number 9 is, but he's in the box. Second power play of the night for the Rams. They are 0 for 1, and as I mentioned, just 17.5% on the home power play this season. Nice move at the line, a good pass set up by Lombardo. Down the boards, now back for Lombardo. Once again returns it, Nolte. Nolte down low. O'Donnell. Lombardo, wrist shot, partially blocked, swung at, and getting a piece and they score! O'Donnell got a piece, but the ultimate finish for Chase Lombardo. And that's a Rams power play goal, 6-1. They're rolling here in the second. Never giving up on that play, sniffing out that loose puck in front. Chase Lombardo would not be denied. Lombardo's 15th of the season. (6-1) Farmingdale. On this Friday night before the big cold sets in. Temperatures going to be, highs of like 4 or 5 degrees coming up this weekend. Enjoy the relative warmth while you can. Minio, great pass, great setup, wouldn't go. O'Donnell robbed. They hit the bar. Great passing from Minio and Duffy to set up O'Donnell. Now Duffy hits the outside of the post, tries to whack it, swings it out of midair and connecting with the puck. Didn't really go anywhere. Minio trying to work it across the zone. It spiked back out to center ice. Settled in here, Leppert. Rams going right back in. Tim Duffy to the backhand. Good stick check provided by Sullivan. Puck in behind, handled by Minio. Minio, backdoor play, Save made, and we've got a new goaltender in the net. So we started with Jace Gimiolo, I'm almost positive, but I believe his night is concluded. As into the net goes Aiden Brown, who I believe I'd been goaling the whole time because he was announced as the starting goaltender. He's in the net now. I am pretty confident. Rams, they win the draw. Go D to D. Worked in the corner here by Jace Lombardo. To the point. A little backhand sauce from Leppert. Near side, Crodell will wrap around. And a good play on the far boards to keep the play alive by Lombardo. Crodell. Backhanding in the area of Rodriguez. And now handled by Lombardo once more for Crodell. Rams. Territorial dominance. Great pass to the front of that backhand shot. They do not score. It's held out, pile up in front. No signal yet. And they're going to say all the way out of the zone. What a stop by Brown and company. And we're going to have a penalty shot. Puck covered up in the crease area. So it's a penalty shot to be taken by John Leppert. 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points on the year for Leppert. And the Ram defenseman's going to get a chance on the penalty shot. And they're going to say, covered the puck up in the crease. The guilty party, Michael Merrifield. Here comes Leppert. The backhand denied. So Leppert gets the opportunity on the penalty shot, and Aiden Brown has the answer. He's going to see Leppert taking his time in into the zone. There's the fake shot, maybe a little too soon. Don't want to run out of room, of course, but great save made by Brown. Rams go right back to work in the offensive zone. Aiden Maloney. And from my hometown of Holbrook, New York. Going to carry it in. Has it on the backhand does Maloney. Maloney down the far boards. Keeps the cycle moving. Gets it over to Nicky Moses. To the point. Unable to hold in the loose puck was Romeo, and Vince Romeo will go back for it. Romeo 5 points. One of the leaders in that category on the team. Buffalo trying to generate some offense. It's swiped away. Saucer in stride. Taking it in with the chance. Signoretti denied. Rebound just out of the reach of Smith. Signoretti calls for it. Gets it. Shoots. Blocked. Knocked down in front by Moore. And he clears the zone. No icing potential rush, matter of fact, for Moses. Moses lets one fly, and a save made by Cronin. A little end-to-end action here in the second period. Face off to the right of Cronin. Rare offensive zone opportunity for Buffalo. They win the faceoff. Shot blocked. Karams to the far side. Rams trying to clear and can. With authority ahead is Dylan Bridgewood. Bridgewood cuts in. Bridgewood backhand. Across they score. What a pass. Dylan Bridgewood burying it on the near side. Kevin Del Grasso's got 2. His second of the season. The extra point is good. 7-1 Rams. Dylan Bridgewood, how do you do? Don't worry, boys. Del Grosso, just go to the net, stop at the far post, and I'll put it right on you. Don't worry about the defenders. I got him. Dylan Bridgewood. A man's assist. He's got it here. Bridgewood using the body, using the frame, protects the puck, backhands it to the point. Kravitz, wrister blocker save made by Brown. Spiked ahead. Trying to keep it going. Del Grosso fired from the point by Nolte into the corner. Rams again trying to keep the forecheck alive. They've done such a great job of that all night. Backhanded down the near side by Kravitz, keeping it in the zone. Bulls having a very difficult time generating a breakout. However, they have a trailer and they hit him. Unable to handle the pass was Tucker Dirks. Or pardon me, that's William Scanlon. O'Donnell. Try to go right back in. Gets it over to Rodriguez. And Buffalo clears. It'll bank down ice. It will be an icing. With 6:18 to go here in the middle period, you're listening to Rams Hockey on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan joined alongside camera operator Rowan Laddick. We're all over the map tonight at LI Sports Network. Playoff high school hockey. Town of Bethpage. Suffolk County Championship Game 1. Smithtown Hauppauge, St. A's over in Hauppauge. We're in Columbia as well. Well, not the country. But we're in wherever Columbia play their somewhere in Queens for the Columbia game, and in Syosset for Farmingdale D3. Catch up on all the action through our social media at LI Sports Network. Buffalo with a chance, backhands it to the back, shot wide. Great chance for Parsons. Parsons, 7 points on the year, is the second most on Buffalo. And the University at Buffalo, not of, at. Rams ice the puck. I think that's the first Ram icing of the night. I mean, it's been that kind of night for Farmingdale, as they look to get their 18th win of the year. They've won 3 of their last 4. Trying to make it 4 of their last 5. Riding high into playoff hockey. And they'll be participating in the NECHL playoffs. As the Bulls try to feed the front of the net, on back to the point. Laying out for the block, Anthony Rodriguez. Ahead for O'Donnell. Sean O'Donnell has it poked from his stick. Back to Rodriguez. And on to the point, unable to hold it in the zone, John Leppert. And now a 2-on-1 for Buffalo. Here's a chance. Shot denied by Cronin. Held in at the near point. Nice play made by Rifkin. Rolls back for Frank Alessi. Alessi trying to clear. Helped out by Crodell. Crodell going backwards. He will dump Parsons to the ice as a byproduct. Back out in front, gathered and cleared. Good play defensively made by Alessi. Alessi ices the puck as a result, but you take it in that scenario. Great River, New York. If I'm not mistaken, it's over by Heckscher State Park, Great River. And when the founders stumbled upon it, they were like, "Is it a good river?" No, it's a great river. One of the only rivers on Long Island. Kicked ahead by Crodell. Unable to clear the zone. Saucer pass knocked down. Another good play made by Frank Alessi. Gavin Del Grosso on hat-trick watch. It's a fascinating development for Del Grosso. And coming into the night with just 8 assists. He's been phenomenal with a pair of goals tonight. Del Grosso trying to get it to Crodell. Rolls near side. Del Grosso. Pass here for Lombardo. Crodell try to feed it right back to Lombardo. And now back for Crodell. Crodell to the front of the net. Unable to get a stick on it was Del Grosso. Across for Riley McGregor. Pitches it down the boards. Cut off by Maloney. And fired ahead by Buffalo. They will beat out the icing. Alert play made by Gavin Russell. Gavin, nice move. Stop and start in behind the Rams net. And now he gets knocked to the ice. Big hit delivered by Riley McGregor. Rams trying to quickly go out the other way. Run into some trouble. Chance down low, just missed the stick of Tucker Dirks. Second good opportunity that Dirks just unable to really get the poise to finish on. 1-on-1 down the other way, and Thomas Ivers unable to get around the defender. 2:50 to go here in the second period as the Rams continue to dominate. My apologies for not updating the score. 7-1 Rams. As I mentioned, the extra point being good. It's Super Bowl Sunday a couple days away. Seahawks, Patriots. I feel bad for you if your box numbers, if you participate in a box competition. I usually do. I'm not this year. My work box filled up before I can get mine in, which was like a day after they announced it. I was bewildered. But if you got 7-1, not looking good for the Super Bowl. But tonight, you'd win it. And speaking of winning things, raffles, 50-50s take place here at the rinks here in East Meadow, Northwell Ice Center. Chance for Kravitz, denied. Rebound also handled by Brown. Aiden Brown covers up as Jacob Kravitz looking for his first goal of the year. Smith down defenseman has 7 apples, but no Genos. Maybe looking to get on the board before the season ends. And one day from now, offensive zone draw win for Farmingdale. They get it right back to the point. Another shot denied by Brown and right back out in front. Cleared out of the zone by Buffalo, trying to generate something with speed through neutral ice. Pushed in. William Scanlon, ultimately nothing comes of it. Dylan Bridgewood hands it back for a shot. Smothered by Aiden Brown. Again, neither goaltender for Buffalo came into this evening with a save percentage over 900. They have a negative 58 goal differential margin, and that is in 13 games played this season. It's been a tough year for the M2 team. Again, a lot of their players getting poached by the M1 roster. A lot of players no longer with University at Buffalo. Hitting the reset button for a team that was in the AAU National Semifinals a year ago today. And behind, it's played across by Leopard. Down to the ice went Dylan Bridgewood. At the point, Frank Alessi rims around. Bridgewood giving chase. Final moments here of the second period. 30 seconds to play and no icing here, and it'll go on goal to boot. Cronin trying to take advantage of a long change for Buffalo, and perhaps they will. Rolling in, Tim Duffy scores! 8-1 Rams. Dominance on senior night, and Sean O'Donnell is on the board on the feed from Tim Duffy. And I think Cronin will get an assist here as Duffy plays it to himself around the defender, and on a tee for O'Donnell, waiting for it backdoor. Play free bird, 8-1 Rams. And free bird, of course, the U.S. men's national team, or at least it was their junior song, Kiss Buffalo. Oh my goodness, no you didn't. Cronin, you can't be serious with this save. Brian Cronin, a magician. How do you do? This is easily a goal. Diving with the shaft of his stick, commits larceny on the ice. As the second period draws to a close with a save of the year candidate for Brian Cronin, it's all Rams at the second intermission. 8-1 over the Bulls. So once again, roll through those highlights of the second. And we'll throw the timer up for you to be back here for the start of the third period. But let's not waste any more time. Again, things picking up early. There's the great setup from Lombardo to the tape of Tim Duffy. 4-zip Rams. This is where Buffalo would respond, cut the lead back to 3. Great pass off the pad, and Charlie Oak on the board. Ends the shutout despite the best attempts for Rams netminder Cronin. He would, of course, have something to say about that later on a great sequence, but for now, here's the Rams' 5th goal of the night, scored by Signoretti. 5-1 Rams. And then they get going on the power play. It's been not a strength of theirs at home. They're 50% tonight on that power play goal, scored by Jace Lombardo. Then a penalty shot for covering the puck in the crease, taken by John Leppert, and Leppert will take it to the backhand and ultimately be denied by Aiden Brown. The Rams weren't done scoring, of course. You know that. You've been watching. Maybe you haven't, and now you're getting clued in. And you're going to watch some magic created by Dylan Bridgewood as he beautifully sets up Gavin Del Grosso for his 2nd of the night. 7th goal of the game for Farmingdale. Here's number 8. Another great play from assistant captain Tim Duffy. He's had himself quite the night, right on the tape of O'Donnell. And to cap things off, final moments of the second period, this save. Words maybe don't even do it justice. That is some fantastic goaltending from Brian Cronin. 8-1 at the end of 2. Ryan Brown again, I'll catch up with you for the third period in about 10, how many minutes here, Rowan? What are you throwing up on the clock? About 10. About 10 minutes. So go ahead, go to the bathroom, grab a snack, grab a coffee, and I'll see you in about that time for the start of the third period here and only on LI Sports Network. Welcome back here to Northwell Ice Center. East Meadow, New York. Rams 8, University at Buffalo 1. As we get set for the puck drop to begin period number 3. It's currently a hype video being played here at the arena featuring the goal calls of LI Sports Network's very own Travis Quigley. He is your usual Rams play-by-play commentator. He, I believe, is on New York Islander High School Hockey League semifinal duty tonight. In terms of the scores for the Rams through 2 periods, goals provided by Thomas Smith. Cradell has 2 assists. Lombardo has a goal and 2 assists. O'Donnell has a goal and 2 assists. 2 goals for Del Grosso. Jace Lombardo a goal and 2 assists. Nolte a goal and an assist. Duffy a goal and 2 assists. 2 assists for Bridgewood, a goal for Signoretti. Ivers, LaChase, and Keller all with an apple apiece, as the scoring has been distributed well throughout the lineup tonight for Farmingdale in their second to last game of the regular season. They finish things up tomorrow night, once again against these very Bulls. University at Buffalo. Looking to get the third period started right. Shot blocked. Getting in the way of that one was Nolte. On the chance out in front. Another shot got through and a save Cronin. Rams float one through neutral ice, trying to hit in stride Gavin Del Grosso, who's on hat-trick watch. Rams try to sweep it out in front. Looking back door, they had Dylan Bridgewood. Del Grosso trying to poke it around for Bridgewood. Unable to do so. Buffalo trying to break out. And great back check from Gavin Del Grosso. He'll walk. Del Grosso's shot. Good defensive stick provided by Culleton. Up the near boards. Cut off by Leppert. Leppert rims it around. And will keep it in the zone. Only for the moment, for it is flipped out to neutral ice by Culleton. Rams wheeling right back in. Jace Lombardo. Picked off. Going through center ice now, Samuel Moore. Stops up, nice play off the wall. Charlie Oak, a shot, missed the net wide. Held in along the near point by Matthew DePalma. Pushed around Gavin Russell. Joining the cause, Charlie Oak. Spike to the line where it's gathered by Moore. Moore shot blocked. Getting in the way of that one was Nick Trabb. Repossessed by Leppert for his partner Alessi, and right back banking one on goal for Brown. Brown will keep things moving as we are over 2 minutes into period number 3. And Rams really just have to play smart hockey here with the expansed 7-goal lead. Glove save made by Aiden Brown, who relieved Jace Gemiolo of his duties tonight. Face off to the right of Brown. Far point. Good keep by McGregor. Fed out in front. Signoretti, who's trying to get his second of the game, was broken up this senior night, of course, being celebrated between Farmingdale, or for Farmingdale, as again some of those seniors being recognized. Jacob Kravitz, 41 points through 116 games played for the Rams. Sean O'Donnell, 121 games played for the Rams. He was instrumental in their run to the final, the AAU final a season ago. Was injured during that run and battled through. What a goal! Nifty little work for the 9th of the game for the Rams. potting it home, Patrick Nolte. And Nolte, his second of the game. This is a thing of beauty. From no angle, Bardowski. Rubbing some Nault in the wound. 8-goal lead for Farmingdale. Sullivan carries in for the Bulls. Rims around for Sharkey, Dylan Sharkey. Rams quick to break out. Duffy through center, 2-on-2. Duffy wheels across, now in behind, looking over his options. We'll play it back to the point for Nolte. Duffy, seam pass, hit a stick. He was trying to go in the direction of Kravitz, who joined the play again. Kravitz looking for that first goal of the year. Nolte, great pass ahead. In come the Rams. Odd man rush, 2-on-1, 3-on-1. And now getting back into the play with the Bulls. They'll try to generate their own rush up ice. It's cut off by Nolte. Nolte walks. Has O'Donnell behind him. Nolte to the net. Turned away. Rebound loose out in front. Another save made by Brown. Aiden Brown. Rams still in the zone, threatening for double digits. Deflected from a really hard angle. And now another shot ripped by Minio wide of the net. Loose puck falling down, getting back up and skating in ahead. Here is Scanlon. Scanlon to the outside. Blocker save made by Cronin. Backhanded onto the tape of Dylan Bridgewood. Bridgewood quickly across to Leopard. Leopard swept it across all the way through. Gathered back in by Dylan Parsons. Great lead pass, cutting on in. Breakaway denied by Cronin. Get some woos from the crowd. Frank Alessi cuts in. Alessi trying to tee it up for the shot by Bridgewood. Went off the outside of the cage and out of plays. Our public address announcer, I believe that is Michaela Kochi, going to announce the 50-50 raffle winner in just a moment. And of course, something you got to be in attendance for. A great cause indeed. Raising money for this club hockey team, which has brought on so much success in such little time. Bridgewood, drop pass. Leopard, cross shot, stick save made, and punched out of midair with the blocker, Aiden Brown. Carried in by Dylan Parsons, stripped of the puck, handled by Chris Keller. Again, Keller, the East Aurora native, playing against his hometown club. For 6 minutes gone in this third period. 9-1 in favor of the Rams. Keller wrestled to the ice, stepping in. Gavin Russell scores. Gavin Russell shot out of a cannon. It's the second goal of the night for University at Buffalo. The 50-50 raffle winner announced as Gavin Russell pots his 7th of the year. Russell has a multi-point night as well. That goal will go down as unassisted. Rams deflect in. Gavin Del Grosso with a pair of goals of his own. We're going to get things started on the forecheck. Backhanded around by Michael Merrifield. Handled by Jace Lombardo. Crunched along the near boards. Loose puck, Del Grosso, wrist shot save. Rebound score! Crodell on the rebound. And John Crodell is having himself a night. As is Gavin Del Grasso. Del Grasso now with an assist to go along with his 2 goals. And Crodell has a goal to go along with his 2 assists. As multi-point nights littered throughout the Farmingdale Rams lineup on senior night. Just over 7 gone by in the third. Save made by Brown. Rebound kick to Jace Lombardo. Lombardo to the point for Smith. Back to Lombardo. Lombardo's shot. He had room short side. However, it ramped off a stick of Filiguera. Smith, D to D. McGregor looking for a lane. Shot blocked in front. Looked like it went off of Crodell. Spun right back toward the goal. In behind Del Grasso. Del Grasso, a little backhand stuff try. Wouldn't go, and a net knocked off its moorings will stop play. 12:22 to go here in the third period. And, you know, you tend to be disappointed in this result if you're on the losing end of it. It's been a season to forget for Buffalo fans, at least of the M2 team, although I'm not sure the M1 team faring much better. They are not. Well, there's always next year. For Farmingdale, their time is now as they gear up for a playoff run. In a division they will be debuting in next year. In case you're wondering who Farmingdale could potentially play in the playoffs, I have those teams for you. College of New Jersey, M1, Rutgers University, M3, Canisius University, M3, and Rochester Institute of Technology, otherwise known as RIT. Sacred Heart M2 are going up to M1 and will be joining next year. Farmingdale are the automatic 5th seed and will be playing on February 27th at 1:30. Face off to the left of Brown, won by Farmingdale, where they've spent the majority of this game cycling the puck in the offensive zone. Thomas Ivers played one out in front. Keeping it at the far point. Nice play made by Kravitz. Kravitz hunting for the loose puck, just couldn't find it in his feet, and it's backhanded to neutral by Sharkey. Nearly intercepted by Ivers, aggressive on the forecheck. He is able to get it to Signoretti, who walks. Signoretti across, denied. Great save made by Brown. Kravitz, loose puck. Signoretti, try to return it to Kravitz, rolls around for LaChase. LaChase out in front. Signoretti denied again by Brown. I thought he's handled his own despite the numerous excellent opportunities he's faced tonight. Carrying it in, William Scanlon. Lost a handle, Rams. Their breakouts this evening have been excellent. Here's another one from Del Grasso. Del Grasso across to Nolte. Nolte to the point. Picked up by Minio. Minio feeds the slot. The one-time shot from O'Donnell blocked. And end of the shift, just dumping it into the zone mercifully, Dylan Sharkey. As we near 10 minutes remaining in this hockey game. All Rams, 10-2 they lead. On Another successful senior night, it would seem. Cutting middle, shot off the bar, Kit stayed out. Great shot from Dylan Parsons. Would not be true. Fired down ice. No icing here against the Rams. Scooped up in the zone by Moore, Samuel Moore. Pushes it on for his teammate in Parsons. Backhanded up the far boards by Frank Alessi. Alessi shoved down by Parsons. Puck does escape the stick of Moore. Chasing after it, Aiden Maloney. Maloney will wheel around his own net, picking up speed out the other side, hounded from behind by Tim Duffy. Scooting through on the backhand, not able to get a shot on. And now the Rams break out. Potential breakaway to the backhand. No! Off the side of the net from from Chris Keller. And now Keller a jam to the front of the net. Save made, fought off the defensive check of Aiden Maloney, but the rebound was gobbled up by netminder Aiden Brown. Aiden and came into the night with a .666 save percentage. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure if that number is increasing. Smith holds it at the point. He got the scoring started back in the first period. The senior defenseman from Cedarhurst, New York, getting his first goal of the year. Jacob Kravitz, I mentioned, he's also trying to get his first goal of the year. It's Riley McGregor creeping down the far point, looking for a pass through the seam. Didn't get one. Good defense provided by Charlie Oak. Wheeling out, Sullivan trying to hit Oak in stride. Missed him, and will be an icing on Buffalo. With 8:08 to go here in the third period. I want to take this time to recognize some of the seniors, a part of the staff for the Rams. And senior operations member Liam Kane. Game day operations Vincent Capola. Equipment manager and photographer Kevin Somas. President Michaela Kochi. And photographer and TikTok specialist Kirsten Mahler. All do a fantastic job behind the scenes, making a lot of what you see, if not really all of it, except for the skating out on the ice possible. Big thanks and congratulations to those seniors and what they've done for Farmingdale hockey. Face off at center. Kevin Somas got an ovation from the bench, and his name is called in the pregame ceremony. From the slot, bar down and out. No goal for Rodriguez, and I don't know how it didn't go in. Crodell on the backhand. Handled by Lombardo to the point. Nolte, Lombardo hesitates. Try to pitch it down the near side of Crodell, all the way around for Rodriguez. Crodell puts it. Going to get it back to Rodriguez. Now does. Rodriguez spinning back to Crodell to the point, far point. Kravitz, Crodell. Trying to go all the way to Lombardo. Broken up, good intercept by Buffalo. They clear it ahead. Carrying into the zone. Chance for Romeo. Vince Romeo. Check to the boards by, that was Crodell. 6:30 to go. Patrick Nolte skates ahead. All the way across. Lombardo a drive. Just missed the net. And crashing hard to said net was Nolte. And Nolte came into this evening with 6 points on the season. Well, Nolte now, after a 3-point night, will have 9, including his first 2 goals of the year. Signoretti swept one through and couldn't find the stick in front. Signoretti again, a shot missed wide. Rebound flipped just over the net as the Rams are looking for their 11th goal of the night. Dumped in from the neutral zone. Handled by Brown. Carried in by Moore. Trying to play it across. Intercepted. Patrick Nolte for Signoretti. And Ivers going to the net. Leppert. Rims around. Signoretti covering on defense. Ivers back on the forecheck with LaChase. LaChase puts pressure on the puck, creates the turnover. Leppert doesn't like what he sees, circles back, and another dump in on goal, this time from Alessi, blockered away by Brown. Under 5 left in this blowout of a win, or win to be, for Farmingdale. They lead it by 8. Trying to add to it. Wrestled across by Duffy. Good pursuit from Del Grasso. Del Grasso. Duffy. Try to go backdoor at a wide open O'Donnell. It was blocked though by the skate. Good defensive play. Made that time by Filiguera. Pardon me, that's 17 Samuel Moore. Puck back at neutral ice. Kravitz on the tape of O'Donnell, catching Buffalo in a change. O'Donnell fed it across. It wouldn't go. What a save. Again, made by Brown. Now Buffalo an opportunity for their 3rd of the night, and Cronin says no. Hasn't been tested often, but when he has, Brian Cronin has had the answer. And a great feed across by Parsons. Great anticipation by Cronin. In between periods, I saw a text in the group chat from our Kevin Broderick calling the St. Anthony's Smithtown Hauppauge game, asking about the rules of overtime. So boy howdy if that went to overtime. What an excellent game 1 in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League Championship game. Called the quarterfinal overtime game between Sachem and KPC, and was surprised to learn that 3-on-3 overtime is the rules now in the SCHSHL. Of course, that's not the case in the postseason in the ACHA. Bridgewood tried to feather a pass through, and it did not get on the tape of Joe Minio. Under 3 to play. 3rd period. Rams flexing their muscles tonight, or should I say flexing their horns. Backhanded down low, Minio. Bridgewood trying to go out in front. Taken away, Buffalo through center ice. Gonna weave his way through Gavin Russell's. Russell providing much of the offense tonight for the Bulls. Control near side, Charlie Oak. And a bit of a scrap. Frank Alessi tangled up with Gavin Russell. Again, Buffalo, they haven't won a game since November 8th. It's got to be a frustrating season for the Bulls. Coming off a 9-5 loss to one of their rivals in Binghamton, who they haven't beaten all year. most of your team that started the year promoted to the D1, the M1 team. Lone win again against Cornell. Also lost to Cornell. It's been a rough year for Buffalo. Tough end of the season for the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Sabres, maybe a lone bright spot. Stay even. And five-a-side, all coincidental minors. As they tug Frank Alessi from the game. Del Grosso is shot as he meandered his way into the far circle on his forehand, denied. Aiden Brown making another stop. Rams keep it alive in the offensive zone. Backhanded around Jace Lombardo. On the handle by Del Grosso. Del Grosso circling the wagons. Wrist shot, glove save made. Brown. .95 seconds remaining in this contest. Face off to the right of Brown, one and cleared by Buffalo. John Colleton. And flipped in by Scanlon. Breakout pass, Thomas Smith got it ahead, Jace Lombardo. 2-on-1 for Farmingdale. Lombardo slows up, looking pass all the way. They're trying to get Del Grosso a hat trick. Wouldn't be the case. Sliding down to the ice, trying to break into the zone, Charlie Yoke. Right back the other way, Jace Lombardo. Drops for Del Grosso, return past Lombardo. Lombardo to the feed in front for Del Grosso, had his stick lifted. Rams prevail, final 40 seconds. Crodell, Lombardo, Del Grosso, wrister missed the net wide. Kravitz activates on the far point, keeps it alive. 24 seconds left. Lombardo shot deflected by Del Grosso. Save made by Brown. And with 20 seconds left. Again, want to just shout out those seniors one last time. Luciano Signoretti, 63 games played, 27 goals, 16 assists. Thomas Smith, who scored tonight, now has 3 career goals in 61 games played. Tim Duffy, another 3 points tonight, up to 146 career points with the Rams in 123 now games played for Tim Duffy. Joe Mineo, not on the score sheet tonight, 55 points in 88 games played for the Rams. Devin Quinones, 57 games played for the Rams. So they win it 10-2 over the University at Buffalo. Dominance for Farmingdale. Sean O'Donnell was excellent tonight as well, as O'Donnell taps in 3 more points to add to his career total. 115 in 122 games for the Rams, while Jacob Kravitz, 41 points in 117. Those are your seniors, celebrated on senior night. Again, special thanks to the team making it all possible behind the scenes here at LI Sports Network. Rowan Laddick, our co-producer and camera operator. And on the ice for Farmingdale, Liam Kane, Senior Operations Member, Vincent Capola, Game Day Operations, Kevin Somas, Equipment Manager, Photographer, Michaela Kochi, President, Kirsten Mahler, Photographer, TikTok Specialist. That'll be all for this game. Ryan Brannigan saying so long, and until next time, folks, as always, please have a good night.